step to your door. Stop, stopping crying and making peace for them before.
Seven 31. That means 29 minutes up to 8 o'clock. Step in the name of love. Now, up next is the program, The Freedom Morning Ride, with Hika Gonda and Abu Sharif. On that catchy Wednesday evening, do have yourself a very pleasant time. My name is Thomas Kojurola. My name remains Thomas Kojurola. On to them. Bye bye. You can change the plan.
So it's on. We are going to support a young man, a vibrant character, a developmental, who is going 35 bedroom medical center here, opposite this university. He's from Sosele. He's a geologist. He got a master. He is into so many developments in this before. So we will support that man on our ticket. If Bongo knew that he will go to CDC, he got no right to come to our party to be endorsed. After we endorsed him 5 months ago, then he took our endorsement. We want to be inside our party and then on the other side. And you cannot sell 2 masters. So we are concerned.
Kwame said the king to rescue our land, the king to kill us slowly. There's some of we have 10 children, no husband, to even help us to sustain our children. That on the side what we're saying, that Susu can help us to pay our rent and to pay our children's school fee. But the government, people come here around and tell us that we should leave the sidewalk. And once of the 7 area, they sort of be careful with the water, the poo water running from China Benin. They're not putting effort to clear the poo. Yeah, beyond Central Bay, or in the car, the necklace, and not in the crack, on the car. Yeah, all the ferret necklace, they can occupy the car. They come in and see that one. But with the innocent people, why we know our job facility, our children all our high school in college. Now the best things between us sustain our children. Just like Waka King to care and they can rescue. What I say we should vote for our children future. They don't want our children future. They can damage our children future. If they love the citizen and they don't want riot, police or soldier, nobody can support because now where we get our daily bread from. None of the men, they're not supporting children with a mother, with a husband, with everything in the home. That some of us were not educated at the business backing or so when they take around us, they will pull. Some of us will not for our weapon. We're gonna military men was when you come into our market, we'll plan your eye. We will cripple you. Papa signal will whistle on you because we fell out with that nonsense in their country. Yeah, you say I can rescue and then one care or slow them. That kid there. So security, they keep my police, they keep my around with police, they keep not get all awareness. For now until the 7, they will see her on the street. That's it, but you don't get nobody job facility. And on the street, the people from the federal office they can come by our son. And what people making in it. Yeah. And I blessing them do not belonging in market. Now along the street, and I market or say women in a general market. Say la brother phone all over the world, the great America, they started on the street. Africa, they started on the street. Now they la brother, why can improve? Now they want suppress.
Get bring her to go steal to the mainland too.
So the man wanted for you to go steal from the web post.
Yeah, he said I'm going to go steal to the web mainland too. They get money to the store there, we'll go take it from there. I said, Mama, how many bars for the same lecture?
Then how can the police catch you now?
The police Before the man called me back, now on the 18th, they more.
The same man now.
Yeah, the same man.
The same man who want for you to go steal.
Yeah, he called me on the 18th.
Yeah.
Now in around about 8:30, the man called me. He said, "Oh, my man, I let you be call you back."
You go to where?
I go to where? I go to where?
You leave for a working place, you come to the man.
Yeah, I from to my working area to Clarence to now go to the man.
To go steal now.
No, I'm not go steal. I'm not go steal. I go to yeah. How you question me, man? The thing you want for me to explain for you to understand, then you still questioning me, doubling the question. How many talk clear now?
Okay, let's go now. I beg you, sorry.
I say.
When they call you in the net now.
When the man call me in the net, he asked me, say, how many of you are working to the area? I say, we are 3.
You told the message you're 3.
Yeah. So he said, I want to give you tea to carry to
the message you want to give you what?
Tea. Hot milk tea. Hot milk tea.
Oh, milk tea.
Yeah.
For you to drink.
With bread.
The bread.
3 pieces of full bread.
With egg inside.
With egg inside my butter. So when I carry it to the man, say carry to the man. When you give it to the man, then you must come back to the car.
So the fool man give you now, you carry that so you can go convince your friend.
Yeah. When I give it to the man, the man say thank you. I say okay. The man say, oh, where you going now? I say, oh, I'm going right here. So one of my friends called me.
Yeah, the same man you going to now.
Yeah, the same man.
And the man tell you say want for you to go steal.
No, yeah. So when I go to the man, he say clean the car. Then they are 2 now.
In the Jeep.
In a Jeep. Then they are 2.
A big Jeep.
Yeah.
That one.
Black BG, photo G. Yeah. So when I clean the car now,
air condition all inside.
No, Papa, you can't wait for me to spin now. I'll leave the whole town now. You can judge people.
I just asking you a question, sorry.
You can judge people like you can here.
No, I'm a journalist. I beg you, sorry.
The way you talk in the question, you say when I move from here, I'll free. You say when I move from here, I'll free. You said one talk again. I wanted to mean who talk clear to you, but you double in the question. How you looking? How you looking?
The fool man give you now, you carry that so you can go convince your friend.
Yeah. When I give it to the man, the man say thank you. I say okay. The man say, oh, where you going now? I say, oh, I'm going right here. So one of my friends called me.
Yeah, the same man you going to now.
Yeah, the same man.
And the man tell you say want for you to go steal.
No, yeah. So when I go to the man, he say clean the car. Then they are 2 now.
In the Jeep.
In a Jeep. Then they are 2.
A big Jeep.
Yeah.
That one.
Black BG. Photo G.
Photo G.
Yeah. So when I clean the car now,
air condition all inside.
No, Papa, you can't wait for me to spin now. I'll leave the whole town now. You can judge people.
I just asking you a question, sorry.
You can judge people like you can here.
No, I'm a journalist. I beg you, sorry.
The way you talk in the question, you say when I move from here, I'll free. You say when I move from here, I'll free. You said one talk again. I wanted to mean who talk clear to you, but you double in the question. How you looking? How you looking? How you looking? Then you want post another more word there again. Why not belonging to the talk? I'm not going to again. And said they call me to the office of OSP.
I think you explain to me that you come to get paid. You say you get the tea to the man. After you get the tea to the man, and you come now. So what next now?
And for me, I'll not pay.
Nobody, you getting very. You say asking you too much question. Hey, just explain things. Say make it egg and bread. You bring it. Okay, sorry. Now I say sorry now. Okay, sorry.
If you
I will not ask you the question again. Okay, sorry.
When I give you answer now, then you.
Okay. Explain again. I'm not asking you no more question again. Okay, let's go ahead now.
Go to school. The English say I'm naming the English.
Okay, sorry. Now I say sorry now. Sorry.
You take that. You take that.
I'm taking time. Okay, sorry. Okay.
I can take that from there. I say, my man, I'm only bad for the same lecture.
Then how can the people catch you now?
The people. Before the man called me back, now on the 18th, they more.
The same man.
Yeah, the same man.
The same man who want for you to go steal.
Yeah, he called me on the 18th. Yeah, the same man.
The man tell you say want for you to go steal.
No, yeah. So when I go to the man, he say clean the car. Then they are 2 now.
In the Jeep.
In a Jeep. Then they are 2.
A big Jeep.
Yeah.
That one.
Black BG. Photo G.
Photo G.
Yeah. So when I clean the car now,
air condition all inside.
No, Papa, you can't wait for me to spin now. I'll leave the whole town now. You can judge people.
Just answering your question, sorry.
Yeah, judge people like in come here.
No, I'm a
Oh, yes, indeed. What a day. What a great atmosphere. In a pleasant way, we'd like to welcome all of you once more to another episode of the broadcast disaster in Liberia. It's like a series of failure, bad leadership, hopelessness, disgruntlement, of course, violations of all of the different laws in the Republic of Liberia. We are witnessing what many have termed as as moderate fascism. But yes, of course, a pleasant good morning to all of you, our friends, our followers. And we come on 30 minutes after a lot of the guys are already on and beaming. And then we come on and collect all of you right back, because this is the People Station. This is where we speak to the real issues without any fear nor favor. And that's what we are, Freedom FM. Good morning to our friends. Good morning to our followers. Good morning to all of our regular supporters out there. No matter what, you're always there. And so we'd like to encourage you to kindly share our live and make sure that the video and the conversation goes viral. And if you're using your speaker or whatever, you can pump it up. Because the last hope that we all had, so any kind of smart intervention into the fiscal quagmire that has been seen since the inception of the Joseph Boakai lawlessness seemed to be disappointing. What is that? We're going to talk more. But yes, good morning to our friends in the diaspora. It's good to have you join us this morning for yet another exciting conversation on the nation's biggest breakfast platform, the Freedom Morning Rise on Freedom 87.9. There are too many things to talk about, lots of things. What does the menu look like this morning? We are spending sufficient time on the Minister of Finance's response or solution to what Liberia should do or what Liberia must do, can do in the wake of USAID suspension and potential cancellation. Because from all indication, the U.S. authority appears very headbent on what they consider cutting waste. Because I listened to President Donald Trump in one of his media interviews, where he indicated and described most of these USAID funds as kickback arrangements, and that of course they are going to get them off. But the ones that are real, he's going to use the Secretary of State's office, Marco Rubio, to continue with these ones. So my thing is, if the suspension is temporary, I'm not sure the president will be talking about how it's like the president is looking among them, the ones that he think are not convincing enough or are not real or make not much sense to him. He cancel them. And the one he thinks are okay, he send them to Marco Rubio. So we're going to send them to Marco Rubio to deal with those ones. So there are potential for the cancellation of the USAID funds. These are conversations that people do not like to hear, but it's important that we talk about them and say them to you just as they are. So the Minister of Finance, Mr. Augustine P. Igafuan, once upon a time heralded as one of Liberia's best brains when it comes to financial management, fiscal prudence, and just all of what are the reality telling us. These are, for me, the real testing moment to know truly. But I have a whole different view as to how the Minister of Finance believe we should tackle and address this thing, because I've been listening to different cases around all of these aid cancellation. For example, Ghana. Yes, I listened to the Ghanaian finance minister. His initial submission on the whole USAID cancellation, and of course, Ghana is going to be losing over 150 plus million in development support as a result of the aid cancellation. And like, we're just talking about 51 or thereabout. So that's going to make the center of our conversation this morning. And to double down on that, we are going to be joined at some point by our own friend and brother, Wanto Tier Wanto, to put into perspective where is hope. In the meantime, between time and of course up to when we are prepared and ready for these conversations, folks, the CDC Youth League has issued a statement, very strong position statement on the situation between the motorcyclists and of course the police, the Liberia National Police. And the president on yesterday issued an executive order about firearm registration, something that have received mixed reaction in the public. Some have seen it as a go-ahead for private ownership of arm and weapon in Liberia. And other think it is a witch hunt strategy to target former national security leaders who, under existing framework, are allowed to carry and hold at least their pistols and what have you, because that has been existing, I'm told, in the national security for a very, very long time, way before. And others believe that this is a strategy by those in the national security arrangement of the country now to get at these people. What do we think? How do we see it? We're going to make very small initial comments about that. And in due course, we'll bring around the table here to discuss that in detail, because it has national security implication. So we need security experts to speak more in detail about the ramifications on national security and, of course, the safety of our communities and all that. The big one. As partisans and alliance members of the Unity Party cry out for jobs, opportunities, and employment, the young man Obadiah, who has been making the round, the latest Unity partisan to have lied on a vehicle, threatening to take away his life. And there's a video, the guy is saying the reason why he had to go that extreme, because big government officials have been going out with his wife, and this is so sad. This is, as much as it sounds funny, but this is absolutely a breakdown in moral. And once upon a time I said that the Unity Party folks, the reason why they were exploiting us is because They are using their positions and the small cash they have to exploit even our sisters. You see them. The last time we saw Francis Akila Numale in a hotel with different videos and pictures of a young lady. And then we saw another deputy minister at the Ministry of Youth and Sport. So these are all the things. And then another partisan said, in fact, they have impregnated the guy's wife. So we have that recording here. We have that video and all that. I know you might have heard it, but this is troubling for our country. The people came to rescue, but they are breaking families apart. They're using ill-gotten wealth in the government to undermine families and insult and poor people. This is so disgusting. This is so terrible. Is this what Buckeye experience is able to bring for Liberia, folks? Sometimes we sit and we think about this old man with all of the big mobs he made around here, talking about anytime they ask me about anything, we'll face this country. You face this country with mofta. Fisi old man, very fisi. I've never seen a dull, empty-headed, non-score fisi old man as Joseph Barker, who claimed to have had 42 years of experience in governance. Zero, unimpactful. But anyway, this is the Freedom Morning Rise. My name is Abu. It's good to have you join us this morning. So again, Hagar cannot be here. It appears now that Hagar cool situation has a little bit deteriorated. So we all, for those of us that can reach Hagar, we'll just call him up. So Hagar is now well. And of course, we're wishing him speedy recovery. And quite soon, he's going to join us very well. So that the team continue in full. So it's not easy. So yesterday there was tension on the University of Liberia campus. I don't know whether the web president now come back. The web president, when she spent 1 week after her induction into office at the university, she went America. The heat, easy. They play tough. And so she ran away, she went America. So after our friends there, they said, almost she going to look for support. I don't know. I need to call my man and know whether the web president not come. I ain't just say that web president the solution to the University of Liberia. That when we get web president, then no protest happening again. Nothing. And in fact, by the way, we are told right now, unlike what happened during our days at the university, to use the latrine facility there, you have to pay. If you go in for feces, you pay $30. You're going to urinate at $20. A rescue. They were Universal Liberia president and account people paying to use the bathroom now. My people, your children ain't paying now. No free tuition, but you gotta pay. So they say water bill high, and detergents and all these regular things that used to be supplied are not coming. The people not supporting the university budget adequately. So if your children they want PP now, they gotta pay $20. If they want poo-poo, they gotta pay $30. Hey, Baka, how did we get here, folks? This thing sounds comical, but they're serious because this is not supposed to be coming from the man who claimed to be the best option we had when Liberia was in search of alternative leadership. The records have it that we were very consistent in our conversation with all of you that in no way, shape, form, or manner that a Baka can be considered an alternative for good leadership in any given society. Looking at his track record, looking at quote unquote his time service in government and all of that, we felt no. It was a complete misplaced priorities. But anyway, so that's exactly what it is. A lot of this we're going to talk about this morning on the show. Just wherever you are, thanks for joining us. Shortly, we'll go to our friends and our supporters online that are following us and recognize some of you. So you can drop your comments on the different points. You can drop your comments. Every time we come here now, we'll be putting on display some of the violations that are being perpetuated by police officers, like the violation of traffic protocols. They say only 2 persons ought to get on motorbike. In some instance, you see four policemen get on motorbike. Are they above the law? I don't know. And of course, where you see some different videos and pictures we'll be sharing on our page of police officers in Liberia soliciting bribe in the traffic. Oh yes, so it is important. But they go out there, they're beating our kids with baton for what, according to them, traffic violations and all that. So yes, what a day! Today's Tuesday, and we are paying $4,000 to our lucky winners. All you have to do, as always, just grab your Lone Star cell phone and make sure you have at least 100 Liberian dollars, and that's star 799 hash, and select option number 11. Upon which you, with a few seconds, you select the currency that you would love to play, and then you, with a few more seconds, and enter your password to confirm. But this morning, we're also going to be giving out some loyalty bonuses or payouts to frequent players, people who, no matter what, have remained consistent to the program and have always contributed to the cash giveaway. So our partners, with all of the noise, because we say, look, we got to be doing something for our people. So yes, $4,000 is a lot of money in these turbulent economy. So yesterday, the Central Bank of Liberia released the latest update on the exchange rate. So the buying rate, the selling rate now should be 199. Let me see. And kudos to the management team there at the Central Bank of Liberia. The IMF latest report has acknowledged some of the transformative policy transformations that have been taking place since Mr. Henry Samoa took over. So you see, Samoa is not making some of us shame. When we said here that evidence, that's what I always like to consider leadership by track record, evidence-based assessment. So what you have done. So for us, when we say, oh, it was important to wait and see what Samoa has to offer, we were looking at exactly what Samoa had achieved with the RB Bank. You all know the RB when it was on Broad Street here. And for the first time, to see any of our commercial bank moving in such a complex that was under the 10 years or more leadership of Henry Samoa. And we felt something like that needed to come around and see. It is not all of the time that we will use politics to kick away our smart and intelligent people. We have to sometimes look out in the mix of the politicized conversations all around the place and say, look, for example, even me, right? Or John out there, if John has demonstrated per the track record. The reason I didn't support Barca and up to now is because Barca track record is disastrous, it's disgraceful, it's unimpressive. So that's why my critique of Mr. Barker is a challenge to him to prove me wrong. So you see, welcomes Henry Samoa, and he has been doing marvelously well. The IMF report have indicated same and all of that. So let's hope he continues on that path in stabilizing the monetary sector or the monetary industry of our country. We're seeing relative stability and, of course, policy scrutiny, all of that. We're seeing that. Credit to him. When our folks were there were too many noise. Patriot Chakla, the whole place. Then our man Talu too was just there. We didn't even know how you were there, but you were there. So at least we're getting these reports, and that's good for our country. It's about Liberia. It's not about no individual. So for those of you that think, oh, we are just critical, blah, blah, when you do the good thing, we'll say. When you doing the bad thing, we'll come and we'll say, oh, he not feeling anybody more. And we just don't care about anybody. So that's exactly what it is. And I want to say congratulations to Mr. Abraham Garson William. On yesterday, we saw Mr. William put on display a brand new vehicle. These are now something to be, celebrating or something, but sometimes it's important. When people look at us because we sit behind this microphone and just limit us to the community understanding of what journalism is, right? Which is quite unfortunate. Ignoring the fact that in today Liberia you have multi-talented individual who are practicing as journalists, qualified professionals who are journalists, unlike the apprenticeship era of journalism in Liberia, where people can do understudy, be apprentice, mangwana apprentice, and go through the president. Man has absolutely zero clue. He has no other, just the straight jacket. So the man go to one washer, he collect the press release from there, he come on the radio, and the whole food program say they will provide 20 kg back of rare for the people of Wintown, blah blah blah, and that's all. No, we are not doing journalism like that anymore. We have upgraded. And that's why you have lawyers, qualified, competent lawyers. You have professional public relations, and of course, mass media communicators behind the microphones and speaking to the issues in Liberia, who are able to tap on other potentials they have to make money and make income for themselves and live the kind of decency as required by the profession. Because there's a profession that say, of course, and the way you appear determines how you're going to be addressed. And to qualify that, of course, that's what we are doing. Who told you because you are an accountant, so you're supposed to look more dignified than a journalist? That's the mindset you people have always had about journalism in Liberia. But it is our generation that's changing that. And it is so shocking to you all. And you see like a new culture, and you'll be talking all kinds of things. Oh, the men on ghost name, the men on secret this. Oh, the 1 year plus now, you can provide the NSA list. Wow, foolish people. Congratulations, yeah, our big brother, everyone Gossin winning. So we will make it. We will make it. We'll survive. We're here. So this is what the Central Bank of Liberia posted as of yesterday. Say market buying and selling rates. Liberian dollar per US dollar, February 17 to February 20 to 2025. These are indicative rates based on results of daily surveys of the foreign exchange market in Monrovia and selected cities of Liberia. These rates are collected from the central bank, commercial banks, parallel market, and the licensing foreign bureau. The rates are not set by the Central Bank of Liberia, source, Research Policy and Planning Department, CBL. So basically, Central Bank of Liberia goes around with Henry Samoa. This is exactly how they go about it and see what the money market is like, and then they derive and come up with a range and publish that as there. So say as of the 22nd of February 2025, buying rate is 197 point. Buying rate is 197.326 blah 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 to $1. Selling rate is 199.0815 to $1. For those of you, and this is exactly what it is. So as you go about in the money market in Monrovia today. So yes, let's take a walk with Crime Stopper Liberia. When we come back, we fun time to talk about our guys. To read your comments and contributions. We'll come back. We'll find time to read your contributions. They think coming because where is this? The file they think can be right here. So continue to drop your comments. Soon, right after the break, we will definitely read them out. But while we are taking our break, play your cash giveaway. Like I said, we're paying out $4,000 this morning on star 799 hash. You select option number 11, and of course, you're good to go. So once you meet the threshold right after the break, and of course, we do the comments from our followers online. we come and do the first draw. The treasure is 6, so once we meet the 6th place, we'll come here definitely and do it. So this break, and we will be right back.
It's about musical. There are crowds in many places. In every community, you can see. So if you see crime, report it. Don't tell law in your hands for the right authority. Tell it can't take care of it. Crime stopper here for us. Bringing safety to your door. Whether you rich or you poor. If you see you must talk it. I mean you check. Do it for your safety. If you see don't keep it. You must part to report it. Crime stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime stopper, stopping crime and make it peace for them before. Crime stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crime for all of us. Crime stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime stopper, stopping crime and make it peace for them before. Crime stopper, Liberia. From the center to interior, Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crime for all of us.
Crime Stopper Liberia is your community crime fighting partner. Don't take the law into your own hands. Remember, if you see a crime, report it. This is a message from your own self, Old Man Sam Sion.
Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crime for all of us. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia. From the center to interior, Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crime for all of us.
No boyfriend, no worries.
Do you want the professionals to fix your car, or do you need an original spare parts for your vehicle? Well, worry no more. Macabre Garage and Spare Parts on the bypass opposite Orange Head Office is that place. At Macabre, we provide the following services: mechanical, technical work, computer diagnosis and scanning, key duplication and programming, air conditioning, alarm system, and body wagon spray. We also sell genuine and generic spare parts for Range Rover, Mercedes-Benz, Suzuki, Chevrolet Tahoe, Nissan and Mazda, and most American cars. The good news is that Macabre has its head garage in the Bronx, New York, the USA, where we have a huge stockpile of Ford synthetic mobile oil that is very good for your vehicles. Some of these oils, when used, can service your vehicle by itself for up to 4 to 6 months. We have gas treatment and fuel injector cleaner, original from the USA. We can get you any spare part for your car in Liberia from America in 4 working days, even if we are not the one working on your car. We also order spare parts for other garages in Liberia. We have a tow truck service. Get in touch with us. Just call 0778-324-567, 0778-320-366, or 0778-324-566. Macabre Garage and Spare Parts, Liberia's #1.
Okay, folks, welcome back after that brief commercial break. This is the Freedom Money Rise on Freedom 87.9. And yes, indeed, we are here, as always, to bring you information, education, and of course, interspice with entertainment for your own listening pleasure. At the same time, we are giving out cash. So don't miss out. You know, whenever you are having conversation about anything about life right now in our country, always remember remember the election period or pre-election period in Liberia. That's around maybe 2019, 2020, some of the conversations that were happening. By the way, I'm kind of shocked with all of the loud mouth that my friend Daniel Sano has. His boss has refused to update the Liberian people on the fact that their ministry of information is without electricity now, stable electricity. In fact, they are rationing power. But these are the people that go on MICAT, regular press briefing, and tell the world that, oh yeah, we get electricity, like, oh yeah, we get current. This but in fact, I'm told the minister has bought small generator nowadays. So when LCNA can just put a late generator on for his office, and then he gives current to few deputies to charge their phone and put only fan on. Don't put S bars on. Don't put AC on. The minister's mandate is it's great, but this is serious. Exactly. So the other day was Francis Sakila Numale. Say electricity get lunch break. So the electricity in the Ministry of Internal Affairs has lunch break. So whenever it's lunchtime, in fact, work don't start in the ministry now up to when 9, 10. That's when they put the machine on. And then when they put the machine on between 9, 10, 12 o'clock, they cut the machine off. And when they call it off, they'll put it on between 1 to 2 or somewhere there. Then they'll put it on. Then when they put it on, they'll off it 4 o'clock. I'm telling you how the Liberian government is working now, particularly these ministries I'm talking about. That's what we have information on. So, but sadly, the same people will come back and tell us that things are normal, things are okay, things are fine, we get electricity, but government not working. It's a shit. When I say, yeah. So, I mean, we're wondering, but what is going on? It's tough. The government hire consultants. The people say the way consultancy are looking in Liberia before it was not correct. So they come in, they bring the expert. I lot confused one call. He said Josiah Jokai. You have to extremism. Extremism is very dangerous. You came with your extremism, yeah, your face. Josiah Jokai is gradually defacing. All that thing he came with. But we get there. Yeah. Yeah, so when you can you all like screaming put you like jackass and then you pass it around, you do all kind of things, and then it's coming after you now. So up to yesterday, the consultants have not received their pay. And they are complaining. The Ministry of Finance and of course the CSA, they are caught between the scissors. They can't say they are not even they call in fact they call a speech from the people. In the chat room, they're not telling them nothing. The guys are complaining in their chat room. Oh yeah, I know so. But they say they won't come to the media, but they're scared. I know you can be wondering how I can know the thing. But in the chat room, though, the quote unquote, how many? Say 50 or what? So consultants so far that they have in that place. They say they did I don't know, re-registration of consultants or recontracting and all of that. And so it pans out that some of them the irregularities in the registration processes and all of that. So this is where we are, folks. So let's recognize some of you out here. Junjay Warren. Good morning, guys. I'm following live from Johnsonville. Thanks a lot. Chelsea Firstborn Yaya Kroma says, following from Grand Cayman County, Gola Corner District, Go Cam, Dumblaman precisely. So please permit my pronunciation. These are traditional names. Junjay Wawa is back again, but let's move to Emmanuel Jabo. Emmanuel Jabo. Good morning to the Freedom family. My name is Emmanuel Jabo. Watching from Grand Bassa District number 1, John Logan Town. CDC Papi Sources Keita for life. Good morning, Freedom FM family from Dupont Road. God, please have mercy on GMB Liberia, please. And so that's what CDC Papi says. And this is Pablo Classic. Pablo Classic says, "Good morning, family. I am watching live from Johnsonville, Logan Town. Thanks a lot to all of you." And Moses Royal, "Good morning, family. I am following closely from Timberlane Home Furniture Trading Office this morning." Abdullah Dukle, "I'm following closely from Mount Barkley Community." Thanks a lot, Abdullah. James Lamy, "Good morning, bro Abu." Good morning, James. And Tommy Johnson, "Good morning, sir." Good morning, my friend. Stanley A. Anderson, "Good morning, Freedom Radio. I'm following you live this morning from down Waterside." Thank you, Stanley. And I know your Waterside has not been the Waterside that we know it, but God will help us some way, somehow. Good morning, Abu. That's from what, Otnap. Good morning, my friend. And Timothy Janji Jeezy, "Abu, please increase your mic volume." Oh, really? I think it's sounding good. Any other person? Let's see. Okay, so that's according to Timothy. And so let's go down for the lots of comments, lots of reactions. And so, as you also, please help us share the live, and let's have more viewers. Let's have more Liberians and, of course, friends benefiting from these informations, critical informations about our country. You don't know where the help will come from. Right now, like, bro, looking for help. You say, "Oh, now go." So looking around. We all also, looking around. So, Isaac or Amel, "Good morning, Freedom. I'm watching from my comfort zone." Where is that? But thank you. Mary Tule, "Good morning, my Freedom FM family. I'm following you from New Georgia Estate. Thanks for the good job. Thank you so kindly." Yasa Sheriff, "Good morning, Freedom family." Cecilia Massacre, watching from Norway. "Good morning to you all. Thank you so kindly from way there in Norway." Cecilia Massacre, thanks for joining. This is Jim Zizi. Jim Zizi says, "Good morning, Freedom FM." And Mark Collins. Mark Collins is commenting something completely different. Hagar Gona, "Thanks for the show, my brother. I hope to rejoin you soon." Yeah, thanks, my brother. And of course, we look forward to seeing you and wish you speedy recovery. Let's see. This is what? This is the course ish Momo. "Good morning, Freedom family. The only family that brings truth to power, that speaks truth to power." Yes, we are. And I am Freedom. I am Freeman Harbour from Chicken Soup Factory. Makura says, "Good morning, Freedom Radio Liberia. I'm following you live from Ganta City, Nimba County." Thank you, Mark. I don't know how's the fever. We'll find time to talk to Mark and see how the whole by-election something. They say, I don't know, 1 point what or 2 point something million. Volume is great now. Thank you, Eddie Ma Yatason Belama. Elijah Ponge. Watching live from Foya City, Lofa County. Thank you from way there in Foya. How are my people doing in Foya? David Galako Wise. I'm following from the Gbekugbe Avenue in Do community. Thank you, David Galago Wise. And so, Popo Sharif, "Good morning, Abu. I'm watching from Mamadi Diakite Intellectual Forum and Jacob Towns in Francis community. Thanks a lot." Emmanuel Goe says, "Good morning, my dear brother. Thank you very much for the job. Always. I'm watching live from Bon County District Number 1. Thanks a lot from joining us from way there in Bon County, Central Liberia. David Gallagher Wizard, thanks for the show, my decent brother. I'm following from the Veterans Bureau of Liberia on the Bekugbe Avenue in the community." So that's that, and we're gonna hold it right there because there are a lot of these coming, and we'd like to say thanks to all of you that always make it your business to join us our guy from Brussels, Amara Jala Kamara, and Mr. Abraham from the U.S., Amos, and of course Eric, Favor Morris, and all of the folks, Stanley Sharif, Prince Sharif, and I make you to call all of you. But look, folks, we appreciate all of your commitment to the work we do and the support you provide for us. So, yes, let's come back and see what is happening with our cash giveaway. We're in no rush because we have the real information on everything that's happening in your country because we refuse to be compromised. We will not compromise because our thing is, they people say they know all of liberal problem. They know the solution to all of liberal problem. So you can't be calling us behind and say, "Oh my man, we got a Tony, you got a Tony." We're not doing nothing. Yeah, we'll fix this country's problem with the 42 years experience, and that's it. And that's what I've said. Nobody's gonna protest or Baka. You're not stepping down. The president being what you buy around you, you pass all around with your beach, so you're going, and I mean, I will face the country. You will face it. You will fix this country. Baka, you're not going anywhere. Even if the children say, "Oh, they coming protest," when children finish protesting, Baka, you will stay face the country. When people get upset, they say, "Oh, the very finish will stay." Baka, you stay come back. You face the country. You will face this country. You will face rule of law. You will face the economy. You will create job, right? You will build roads. You will connect electricity. You will put food on our table. You'll do it, Baka. You will. And that's what you say you dance with the devil for. You get it. So many people are baking. They pay. Even when we are not so finish making our papa all around thing will put in back. Jamaica will bake you. You let them men here will do their work. We say, "Oh, let's find retirement package." Papa go sit down, he rest with your grandchildren. He said, "No, you won't be president." You will be president. By fire, by force, you'll be president. You already there. You carry on. So let's see what he says. But folks, let me check out and see what is happening with the cash giveaway. So yes, the more you play, the better the chances to win. And the thing is, if you play, you meet the threshold, we will definitely make the payout. And so I think we have some. So you see, this is it. Let me spend 3 to 5 minutes on this thing. But the past 3 months, we've been on a whole new promotion around the cash giveaway. That was dupe or coined the 3 wise men. For those of you that are Bible going Christians or Bible believing Christians that read the Bible for living, I believe you know the story of the 3 wise men and all of the miracles and all of the great things that the 3 wise men story portrays or carries. So this whole promotion was designed and called the 3 wise men. JMB. I know who JMB coming putting useless comment on my live. JMB, you don't get seen for. I saw the JMB, you can't respect yourself. We're running our generator at JMB. Don't worry. You think you can silence us? No way, my puppy. But anyway, my puppy. So the 3 wise men started with the first wise man. The first wise man, we had lots of 100,000s, 250,000s, and 10, 15,000, 50, and all of those were going out in the first wise man. So we have several winners, mega winners. They ended up with a grand prize, right? With a $1.2 million that was paid out at the close of the first wise man. Then came the second wise man. Because when it all started, a lot of you were doubting that this is real, this is going to happen. So we also gave out a lot of mega cash prizes, a lot of frequent player won 10,000s and multiple mega prizes were won. iPhones and all of those were given out as part of the 3 wise men promotion package. At the conclusion of that, somebody walked away, a lady walked away with a brand new Nissan Murano, costing around $16,000, 16 to 17,000 United States dollars. A lot of money, a lot of transformation and impact. Then we came to the 3rd wise man. Energy slow, momentum dropped, play were so discouraging, and all of you, for whatever reason we do not know, apparently you expected yourself to have won the last 2 wise men and you fell. So the 3rd wise men, people were at a snail pace playing, but yet still there were still very committed people to the game. So we gave out a lot of mega prizes. And of course, we pay loyalty packages, and of course, frequent player draws, and all these things. We give out plenty of money. At the end of the 3rd wise man, we were able to give out what? We were able to give out a decent, modern, state-of-the-art 2-bedroom house to our winner from way there in Vonjama, a sheriff guy. From way there in Vonjama, Lofa County, Bracas County of origin. So everything we've said around this cash giveaway thing have always proven to be real. And because of the realness of it, that what some of us continuously commit ourselves, we talk about it and all of that. So when we come here, we announce the code. These are enough time for people to get used to the process, and all you have to do is just play. Because once you play, you win, we send you your money. And this morning, we're telling you again, when the surprise package comes, then you be like, oh, but I ain't Kelly, oh. I ain't come and need you. I've been playing you. When Tempo can be saying play, you don't want to play. So shortly we'll do the draw. We will do the draw and pay out. Well, let me see. Let the guys send the frequent player. I'll do those ones quickly, and then we proceed. In the meantime, so let's move on to the real issues, beginning with this executive order thing from the president. So my people, you're listening to what your president say. You know, once upon a time when former President Weah said that due to the fact that a lot of things were happening in the country and people were most of the time shielding these things, so what we could do is encouraging our people to consider at public places the installation of CCTV security cameras. Oh, Bwaka went ahead on the man and said, oh, the man don't know what he's doing, this, that, blah, blah, blah. So now security breaks down, people are killing, and of course, we're shooting people for common in the country. No here, no tay when it comes to security matter. This is what Bwaka has to say. Bwaka said, in the wake of all of these security uncertainties in the country, he has signed an executive order 141, making it mandatory for everybody in the country to get firearms and just register them with the government of Liberia. Executive Mansion Monrovia in an effort to strengthen national security and public safety. So for Mr. Bwaka, he feels if each of us have private arms and we should just register them. When we register them, it's okay. You know, these are all strategies maybe it could have revenue issues attached because you know the government is desperate and things are tough. This is how they use the motorcyclists to register and pay over $250 each of them after registration. Now they are banning them. So when there were struggles and confusion about December pay for civil servants, December and January pay for civil servants, they enforced compulsory registration for motorcyclists. Around November, they started running behind the children. You must register, you get helmet, you get this, you buy this other one. you buy fire extinguisher. As soon they raise the money they needed to settle the salary obligation for December and January, we are no longer hearing about that. But anyway, we're not surprised. And now we're talking about firearm registration. Indirectly permitting or condoning the possession of firearms, private possession of firearms in the country. Citizens, so you can go ahead, buy a gun. All you have to do, Bakasi, is come to the country, go and register the gun. You're free to have it. So each of us that have the ability to purchase gun or get gun from the US or other places, you can buy it, but just go register it. Bakasi, go register your gun. Wow. The proliferation of unregulated small arms poses significant risks to Liberia's peace, security, and economic development. Under Executive Order 141, all individuals in possession of military-style weapons. We're not talking about that single barrel hunting something. The men say you must bring military-style weapon. The bush rifle. I know gun anyway because I don't know anything about gun business. Yeah, but just whatever gun you can get, you can. As soon as you get it, just go to the small arm commission people. How you call it? Fromoyan, James Fromoyan, the man who made mistake in the election result. Go to James Fromoyan. I think they get BCS now. You can watch it again, so you register your gun. Key provisions of the executive order includes mandatory registration of civilian-owned firearms following national firearms regulation. So that means the government is saying, the president is saying, he's not able to provide security for y'all. It appears to him that in 1 year time, he police struggling, national security people struggling, people still dying. So he is permitting the possession of civilian-owned firearm. However, go and register the firearm. This sounds so scary and troubling. Very scary and troubling, but that's what the men who, for the 2 year experience, say, man say, you must go get your gun and you can't register it. A fire come see in a tunnel. You play when younger, the man open it on you. And so everybody get that beat. As soon as you man open it, you say you open your own too. Hey, boy, guy. Right? After we surrender the country to the safety and protection, we say we are unable to carry arms. We want anybody to carry a gun. Waka, we're giving you everything. Please provide security for us. Waka say, you know, say, all of them will go buy our gun. We get our gun. The only thing we will go pay money to them. Then we'll register it. Then they pull in their database. You can go in the community now. As soon you see someone begin chasing, someone Jew or you been eyeing long time, they begin acting high. You just create something think, you pull the man down. Say what happened? Say, oh, the man in self-defense. So self-defending, you come and start hearing, hey, Baka, is this what you said you wanted to dance with the devil to be president for? Let insecurity, you not able, you say, all you come and pour chaos here. Complete chaos. This is absolutely equal to chaos. Now, man, go lay down on a car and say, you don't get a job. People not pregnant a woman. Give that man opportunity to register a gun and make a gun clear. The minister, the man will waste people around here. He just found opportunity. And Colin say anywhere the begins he sees how he can be creating situation. That man get a registered gun. He ain't coming highly. He put on a star. He already get a paper. Passing around. You're not pregnant. The man Jew already. The man will open it on your head. What kind of country? what kind of thing here? So it's a voluntary surrender of illicit and unauthorized firearm, including, and this is the portion at which people say, oh yeah, they won't look like witch hunt. Say something, but I'm told there's standing order. It might not be a law, but it's kind of standing arrangement or order in the national security, because there is this saying among the security folks that one pistol can cause war. And so it's not possible. That's therefore self-defense, because when you're in law enforcement, you go the extra mile and you step on toes. So when your times are over, the society can just be selfish to you and just allow you go out there freely. You could be in harm's way. So against that reasonable understanding, they say, okay, the top brass then they can keep their lay one pistol then with them for just in case. But in any event, they will call on us and then we'll provide backup. So, but it appears as a result of this now, that the government, the president, and the other people are trying to what? Target certain people in the past administration that are enjoying these privileges. They're going after them. But the fact that all of us, so you get a late Jalo shop, Jalo, you able to buy a late thing, you can buy a late thing. You just go register it. Bagasi, you buy a thing, you go register it. Anybody come to your Jalo shop, then cut the quick, put him down. You get a motorbike, you buy a late small thing, you put it near you. I say motorbike roll, ain't kinda you open it in here. Hey Lord. And we say we've been looking for president, we finna get one. They want holding the one there. But anyway, that is news for you on the other side. That's the news for you on the other side. And so the Bwaka, say Bwaka now we see. Bwakana we see, Bwakana we see wasa. Bwakana we see, Bwakana we see wasa. And this is exactly what Bwaka says. And so you can go ahead, you buy your weapon, and let's see what the CDC Youth League says in response. Forgetting about all of the pleasantry, the letter says, okay, the revolutionary National Youth League of the Mali Congress for Democratic Change strongly condemns the ongoing state-sponsored oppression of commercial motorcyclists in Monrovia, the brutal crackdown on just ban and senseless killings of 3 riders by the Liberia National Police under the directive of Colonel Gregory Coleman represents yet another act of economic warfare against the suffering masses of Liberia. The latest assault on the Liberians against again demonstrates a government incapable of thriving without instituting repression against its citizens. That's the crust of the CDC Youth League's press statement. Okay, so I'm just going to jump in and see what the conclusions are. Basically, in conclusion, what are they saying? Furthermore, the Revolutionary National Youth League wants to emphasize that this government lacks of seriousness in the fight against corruption is evident for all to see. The Minister of Public Works, Roland Lafayette Giddens, remains untouched, despite the bogus rule fund scandal, which stands as the single most act of public corruption after the cancellation of the Yellow Machines Gate, due to its exposure and public outcry. And we are yet to see any investigation into the actions of Amin Modad following his resignation as Minister of Commerce. Major audit reports, especially those implicating the president's close confidants like Abdullah Kamara of LTA, are gathering dust on the shelves. The so-called ongoing asset recovery campaign is nothing more than a state-sponsored cover-up of public corruption. They claim to be recovering stolen assets, yet the very head of the recovery team has been accused of corruption and misusing state funds. As members of the asset, oh yes, I can remember the EFFL guy, and of course Martin Colley accused Edward Mountain of corruptions and mismanagement of the asset recovery funds. As members of the asset recovery team themselves have stated, what assets are being recovered when the leader is alleged to be part of the problem. The Youth League demands an immediate end to the public cover-ups and calls for genuine efforts to fight corruption and ensure that all government officials, no matter their rank or affiliation, are held accountable for their actions. We are watching, and we will not stop until justice is done. So that is that. Just some true, but this is exactly just to give you a snippet of what the CDC Youth League thinks and what they were saying. So yes, we are here and we are going to go now for business. Let me check on the cash giveaway and see what is happening. So, folks, in the wake of the U.S. government's decision as of January, the latter part of January, after the president of the United States, Donald Trump, was sworn in, he took decisive decisions to suspend for 90 days the USAID projects. And since then, there has been multiple cancellations of different funding to third world countries. And our Minister of Finance of the Republic of Liberia has indicated to us that the total sum of what we as a country are losing in budgetary support from the USAID project, the cancellation of the USAID project, is in the tune of 51 million. And that's a lot taken away from our country envelope. And that's going to be affecting healthcare, education, agriculture, and other administrative enhancement, support area, whether it's budget, mobilization, resource mobilizations, and all of those, military support and all that. So that is basically the impact of what the 51 million takeaway is going to do to us. So now all of us have been looking out there for what's going to be the short term or the immediate alternative solution mechanism that's going to come from, quote unquote, our smart finance minister, whom we've all heard a lot of good fairy tale stories about him being an economic genius and this and that. So this is the most challenging period. And this is not the first time that Liberia has experienced aid cuts. Let's go back a little bit to 2018 when the CDC government took over, while Samuel Tour was finance minister. The pool fund that was supporting some of our health workers or the healthcare system went dry, right? That was significant financial contribution to healthcare and paying most of our healthcare volunteers across the country. When that happened, the government then did not necessarily summon our imams and our pastors to pray, but rather there were economic adjustments and readjustments made to absorb or assume and fill the gap created. As a result, there was some structural adjustment made from the Ministry of Finance perspective to bring on board the affected individuals or parties as a result of the pool fund situation. We saw that. That was economic brilliance from a fiscal manager of the economy. Practical hands-on solution while we brace ourselves to make other adjustments, and then we tap on expanding revenue generation capacity and all of these things. So we all have been waiting to see and hear. So in the meantime, this news has come, and we are asking to hear what are the fiscal managers saying. What are they about to say? What are they going to tell us in the short term, medium, and long term? The long term will be if this is eventually cancelled. And about now, the Minister of Finance, in his brilliance, must be telling us in the event where this is cancelled, this is particularly how the government of Liberia seeks to make readjustments to fill the gap for X, Y, and Z, but absolutely nothing. We've not heard that, but these are the most brilliant people in Liberia, right? In the immediate, what is the government saying? Yes, I've listened and read that we will go to. I think I have a problem with the austerities. I think it is not enough. In fact, it doesn't make real sense to me. The place the problems are, they're not focusing there, right? Even the austerity is not an austerity measure. It's not really a problem-solving austerity measure. And you understand? We got to be real because this is the public money. And where the public money should be going should be to the people. But we have people that are already putting small money on those sides. Right? Now, as a country, now we have to assume responsibility. But yet still, the people who are managing our resources are telling us they are finding it difficult to make real Daniel, adjustments to prioritize the people. So now it is us that's going to suffer. You go to the hospital, there is no medication. Even when for 2024, the government has had 1 year where the USAID funds were still coming in, right? The 51 million that the minister talked about was still there. Still, we had challenges. There were no electricity at our hospitals. There were no medications reported. There were no insulin in Telewayan Hospital when USAID funds were still active. And with us, 1 year ago, we had these challenges. 1 year later, these funds are being suspended. Now, as a minister of finance, you must be communicating to the public on gap-filling solutions or mechanism because there are gaps that are being created. Right? Tell us the how and what you, because it has the solution has to be measurable. You can't just say, "Oh, we will adapt austerity measures. We will, for example, we will be seeking new relationships." How long? I'm talking about the in the meantime. I think I'm not an economist. I'm not pretending to be one, but I think I have been around for some time, and of course, I sit around intellectuals, and I understand the nuances around these critical conversations at times. So let's listen to, but before we listen to our minister, let's read what the government statement is in regards to these and addressing some of these things. And it's troubling. That's why we all have to worry, because basically the government is in essence telling us that we should lead our own war. And this is utterly disingenuous. That is a demonstration of incapacity. That means the folks that are at the helm of leadership and governance in Liberia have got zero clue on problem-solving mechanisms. So they must be living in a real society, in a real environment. These are impersonators. They pretend. I mean, let's say there's a terminology I thought I have for them. I will get it and I'll tell you who they are. Executive Mansion, February 24, 2025. Executive Mansion, Monrovia. As a way to safeguard Liberia. No. This is not. No. No. But I got confused. But we're talking about serious in passing and we're talking all kind of irrelevant executive orders. Irrelevant executive orders. Let me see. Okay, I have this thing here. Okay, yeah. So I want to read what the government says, and then we will. Okay. So let me come on this side. Folks, this is serious, and I'll play a video of the Minister of Finance of Ghana, not Nana, but Mahama instructed immediately the finance minister to prefer Ghana's immediate solution or just to the situation as you're listening to the finance minister. We can talk God being it. Anything we do, in fact, anything before I sat down here, I reference God. Anything we do, reference God. But that does not erase the fact that I have to When I'm home, I have to put all my pieces together, go for here, look for references and all of that, and come here. Right? That one the key. Nothing can replace that. That one there is key, and nothing can replace that. So now, that's what the government says, and then will come as a way of addressing. Say the Liberia Finance Minister Augustine Gaffwan has announced that the United States Agency for International Development has canceled or frozen several development projects in Liberia worth around 51 million. These projects impact key sectors such as health, education, elections, and domestic revenue collection. In the statement before the Liberian Senate ad hoc committee, Minister Gaffwan explained the number of canceled projects has increased with 3 more confirmed during the testimony. The government is still assessing the full impact of these changes. So the minister has not even proffered. The minister is telling us in essence that he is still assessing the impact. Does it sound to you like a minister ready and up to tax? Let's forget about this, our attitude of always ego. Yeah. And of always hyping theoretical academics. Theoretical academics who proffer no practical solution to life challenges. Academics who proffer solutions, solves societal problems, are the real one we have to celebrate. But these theoretical, academics we have here that we always call smart, intelligent, and Gav is one of them. And you can go on and call me any name and cost me anyhow, but I'm challenging. This is a challenge to Gav. Gav, at this point, Mr. Gav prepared, right, significantly the 2025 budget. When you go into the 2025 budget, you will know based on the decisions, the fiscal decisions that were made in that budget, you will know that Gav was unprepared, did absolutely nothing, right, to addressing the impact of Mr. Trump's decision. Mr. Trump did not have his desire to make all kinds of unconventional leadership, decisions or choices when elected president of the U.S. Some of the affected projects include a 2.9 million infrastructure project for water and health, a 185,000 community monitoring project through an NGO, and a 19 million project aimed at improving the Ministry of Finance monitoring and evaluation systems. The largest affected program is the 23.4 million education system strengthening project, which was designed to improve the country's education system. Other programs affected. Before the pronouncement of the USAID cancellation or suspension, Liberia and the Minister of Finance knew fully well that these were the resources and these were the areas they were going to. In your preparation of the budget, Mr. Finance Minister, what did you do? What did you put? What adjustment did you put forward? What policy? What are we adapting? And we're doing guess hypothesis. We are coming around here and requesting divine intervention to solve practical problem. That Angel Gabriel coming bring 23.4 million from God to say, Liberia, let 23.4 million for the U.S. aid that was taken away from the education sector. This is nonsense. But yet we say these are our best brains. So what are they best at? We're talking about how can we offset the impact of USAID cancellation of $23.4 million in education system scrutiny in Liberia. But the fiscal manager of our economy is telling us that we must summon our pastors and our imams and our priests to pray so Angel Gabriel can bring $23.4 million from somewhere to infuse that into the economy to fill the gap. This is nonsense. How does it work like that? Furthermore, other programs affected include a 15.9 million project for elections and advocacy and a 17.9 million project for local empowerment and decentralization. The question is to our fiscal manager, how are we going to fill the gap? This is the main question. As the Minister of Finance, he must be telling us how are we going to fill in the gap for these, because these are very needed. These are very important, sine qua non to our democratic viability. You can't take them away. Are we going to scratch them off? What are you telling us? Then that's going to be a big blow for governance. So apparently the minister knowledge ends right here. The knowledge to do anything is only when there are free aids coming. These were the people who were Minister of Finance when you have unmade money or other monies coming, trooping into this country, and then a kind of cover up. People are not identifying, oh, the men that ministers are, economists are, poof it here. Now, when there are turbulence. And I like his own analogy he made, that as Minister of Finance, he's like a pilot. And when doing turbulence movement, that's where you need, when there's turbulence in the air and the cloud, huge cloud, a smart, intelligent, skillful, professional pilot will be navigating and identifying, easy route. But you now jump into the turbulence, then you say, that leaf will go inside. This is the scenario. Say, let leave it go, we go inside. That turbulence, basically, the Minister of Finance is telling us, so let's pray, let's go inside. This is nonsense. We're going to crash. We are going to crash, folks. Don't take this lightly. This is the greatest embarrassment that any finance minister has brought for anywhere in the world in the 21st century. Say, let's find money to fix education. Say, our partner that are helping us, the Minister of Finance say, oh, the 18-year talk, we now go through a lot of things, we overcame the 14-year civil war, we finished, we went through the Ebola, we went through the COVID, and so let's pray, let's pray that the 18-year will not, my people, what kind of country is this? I'm telling you. Ngafwa noted that the freeze could hurt Liberia's goal of raising $1 billion in domestic revenue. So, in essence, Gafon is telling us he, as finance minister, does not have any smart way of triggering revenue performance, domestic revenue performance. He relies on foreign ideas. So send the people say they go in, they're taking their own money, forget it. But they're going to be passing around and say, oh, yeah, the economy. Then they say, they think I'm not able to raise $1 billion in domestic revenue. Ghana is telling us that they're going to prioritize domestic revenue mobilization, diversification, and of course, to offset the impact of the USAID cancellation. And that what you can be doing, that what you can be saying before you say let's pray. But you don't tell us, say, oh, let's pray. Well, we don't care. So, but let's go inside the turbulence. What kind of pilot are you? Additional cancellation include an 11 million fund for COVID-19 awareness and immunization, a 20 million school feeding. All the money going away. You say we're giving $20 million. The finance minister, I'm told, made a budget for school feeding and placed $1 million. The school feeding. Our kids are going to perish. They're going to die because no food. The government lacks the capacity and the intelligence to develop something solution to all of this. Absolutely, the government have shown zero. Right? And let's come to the austerity they say they put into place. The Bagakun administration, as we all know it, came to power on the promise of bringing real change, right? And that change should define us transitioning from business as usual to a more independent, self-reliant, models of governance. But it is the government now that's crying because business as usual is going on. So basically, they lied. And what that change could mean, departing from the old ways to adopt new policies that prioritizes the people. New policies that prioritizes the people. And these policies must be reflected in the fiscal decision making, everything in the budget. GAFON will go to GAFON budget and GAFON decision making. So the old way has been putting all of the money into recurring expenditures and focusing the national development resources on the people in government. So Baka promised change, real change, and not doing business as usual. But his 2024 budget did not reflect that. But maybe that time the guy who was there had some hair problem. He used to hear him. So the guy left. The guy resigned. The man said, me, my hair can help me too much move from there. So they said, oh, let's go let's second the economic czar, the Gafwan, the soup man, let's bring the man. And then the soup then sour. It's not easy. When Tuer was Minister of Finance, Tuer is not my best friend, but when Tuer was Minister of Finance, I think these blunders, BK condemned Tuer. When BK came there, his hair could not even withstand the complication of liberal economic and fiscal rigors. He had to run away from the job. Boyman Kamara had to run away after all of his criticism of Samuel Tuer. Samuel Tuer withstood and, of course, maintained. And there were a lot of partners grading and rating of Samuel Tuer's management of the economy. We saw projections. We saw improvements in our fiscal positions. During turbulent moment, COVID hit, almost 2 years. This may maintain salaries of civil servants, redundant civil servants, economic brilliance. Maintain revenue flow. When there were cuts, when there was scale down in economic activities in the country, money and resources were going down. Some people were still paying. You're not saying, oh, yeah, let's pray, that turbulence, let's pray, let's go inside. Pastor, then you can't have to say. He did not say that. But yet, you all call Samuel Tuer the worst finance minister. Anyway, that's on him to provide his own response. Rescue train. They say, this was the pledge of the rescue train, that they're going to do things differently, prioritize the people, and of course, there be no business as usual. The campaign slogan of the Unity Party during the 2023 election. I'm reading from Front Page Africa. However, a year into leadership, the administration faces mounting pressure to fulfill its commitments. One major concern is government spending, which critics argue remains excessive. These are the people that said they were coming to change. This is the smart man that draws up the budget, and yet still we are talking about government spending remaining excessive, just like in the past. So where is the brilliance? Like past administration, the Baka Kun government has been heavily criticized for failing to allocate the national budget effectively for public benefit, instead prioritizing recurring expenditures such as salaries, travel, fuel, and allowances. In an effort to ease public discontent, the government, through the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning, has announced measures to reduce spending. Folks, come and listen. You say now take off 50 million from the country budget. Your government say, your smart finance minister say, they not cost spending. The government of Liberia has reintroduced a revised travel ordinance set to take effect in fiscal year 2025, according to the MFDP. The MFDP cabinet delegation will be limited to a maximum of 3 persons, including the head of delegation. Delegations led by Minister of Foreign Affairs will not exceed 5 persons, while those headed by the Minister of Finance, Justice, and Defense and State will be capped to at least 4. Any cabinet delegation exceeding these limits will require the express approval of the president. However, exceptions will be made for high-level meetings such as the UN General Assembly and the annual meetings of the IMF, World Bank, AFDP, AU, and ECOWAS. Big trips, big delegation. They maintain those ones right there. These are ones that account for millions from our country budgets. But again, this is Gafuan's austerity measure. Right? This is Gafuan's austerity measure. Okay. Additionally, cabinet ministers and heads of spending entities have been advised to manage foreign travels budget prudently. Only the vice president. Listen, folks. Listen. Like, bro, this country will only working for the top brass. The people will not change. Say, listen, the people who say no business as usual. Only the vice president, speaker. Why you put only the vice president? The president. You don't want hard the paper. So only the vice president. I'll put the president, vice president, speaker, Senate pro tempore, chief justice, and the minister of foreign affairs, finance, justice, defense, and state. Almost the entire government. That the people that can do the fat travel already. These are the ministries that can do the BB travels in a year already. Then you make them an exception. How many times ministerial posts can go anywhere? How many times gender can go anywhere and other small. So the real one that's sucking the money, they created an exception for them because these are the big guys in the government. So they must continue to enjoy business class. And the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Finance, Justice, Defense, and State are authorized to travel in business class. So when we fly economic in this time, according to Gafuan, it will not be good. With everything that we're going, US aid is taking over, is taking $23.4 million from education. They're taking $20 million from school feeding. In an emergency, that is not as important as compared to the Minister of Finance, Justice, and all the other men flying business class. So they accept that money should be taken away from healthcare, from education, instead of taking away the privilege of flying business class from them. So even when the country is going down economically, fiscal-wise, the Minister of Finance suggestion and solution is that they should keep flying business class, spending millions in taxpayers' dollars, where our kids are being stranded. What kind of leadership is this? To further cut costs, government representatives at international meetings held in countries with Liberian embassies, few and scratch cards allowances. That will intrigue you. And let's see. Office of Heads of Entity. I mean, each entities in the Republic of Liberia. Let's do small math and see. This is about our country. Let's do small math and see what it looks like, folks. Okay, the rescue people, the people who say they come and change the country, they come and do everything differently. They say they're on an austerity measure. Is to just talk it. It is not sufficient, folks. If you're asking me, what do I want? This is not sufficient. This does not look like change. This does not look like change. Nowhere in the world you consider this a change. Nowhere. They're not how change looking. They're not how change appears. Change does not look like this. Right? So it says for all of the entities, heads of entities in the country, the big entities in the country, for example, folks, for all of the big entities in the country, for all of the entities per month for operational use, right? Office of Head of Entity monthly. The government say each of the head of entity, for example, Sakila Numale office, right, should be given 150 gallons of gas or fuel or whatever. So let's say altogether there are 50 entities, including SOEs and all that, right? Government entity. Let's say there are 50. Let's say 50, for example, right? All their heads. Let's say 50 heads by 150 gallons of fuel monthly. Let's see how much fuel government is going to be spending here. 150 gallons just for the heads of the entities. And you're talking about 7,500 gallons of fuel. 7,500 gallons just for the heads of entities, right? Their deputies. 7,500 gallons at the rate of 50 heads of entities, right? Let's say there are 50 deputies. Okay, need some kind of, okay, so this thing here, we will get there. My man, would that come deal with me after the project? So 7,550 gallons of fuel. Élaboré par la austerity measure, 500 gallons for heads of entity. And then let's see for their deputies. Abwaka austerity, Abwaka say using until their money, so that how they come and be doing it now. So let's say 50 deputies. The deputy that times the deputies by 2 or by 3. Let's say 150 deputies because some area got 2 deputies in the most cases. All right. So let's say 150 deputies times what? Times 125 gallons per month. 125 gallons. 125 gallons. Okay. Times 125 gallons. Times 125 gallons. It's equal to 18,750 gallons. 18,750 gallons of fuel. Just for how many offices? 3-4 offices in the government. Then for their assistants, assistant 100 gallons. And units within the entity, 100 gallons. Every unit within the entity. So we will just take some number, randomly. Let's say the assistants. Some ministries has 5 assistants, and so let's take on the average for 50 entities. Let's take 4 assistants by 50 entities, right? That's 200 assistants, all right? And all the 200 assistants taking 100 gallons of fuel at the end of the month, right? 100 gallons of fuel at the end of the month. You're talking about 20,000 gallons, right? And the units, let's take the same number for the unit, another 20,000. This is far lesser. So let's add all of them and know how much the government of Liberia say that they will be spending just on fuel for 1 month for each of the rescue officials, the top brass, why education is being cut, why agriculture is seeing significant cut. Let's see the people who came to do things differently. Let's see their definition of doing things differently. How many gallons monthly that we have to spend? 7,500. So the total is 66,250 gallons of fuel. That's according to your finance minister. This is what he's telling the government to do. This is what he's telling the president, that they're on an austerity measure just for 1 month. They want you understating just small thing and I do. We're talking about 66,000 in a month. So let's times that by 12 months for fiscal year 2025. Let's times that by 12 months. Or let's do 3 months since the suspension is for 3 months. Right? So let's do 3 months. By 3 months, that is equal to 198,750 gallons of fuel. This is waste. The Minister of Finance does not address that. Because you know why? When the CDC government instituted the salary harmonization, They did not do it because they were so wicked when they took it. But these folks are refusing to take from themselves. Because when the CDC did that, they protested the campaign. They said, oh, take the people money from them. I'm working. Come to scratch card per month for operational use. Head of entity, maximum $200. Each head of entity carry $200 scratch card. Deputies carry $175. Assistant ministers, maximum 150. And units, maximum 125. Board fees and government vehicles. Right? Social waste all over the place. Then they say they cut expenditure. It's infinitesimal to the impact of USAID cut, folks. That's what we are saying. Bare minimum cuts. Bare minimum cuts. That they are even afraid to do a map, a calculation, and weigh that against the money that's leaving the country. That's what they should be doing, right? That's what they should be doing. But they are not doing that because they know when they do that, that's gonna disgrace them and that's gonna expose them. Board fees and government vehicles. See, huge salaries for president and VIP and top officials amid austerity measure. So why the Minister of Finance refused to consider austerity for top brass in the government becomes the question. This is a political knee-jerk solution. This is not scholarly. This is not academic, not convincingly academic. So I mean, it does not make sense. It does not speak to the characteristics. It does not speak to the profile and everything that we have been told about the genius of Augustine Gafuan. Absolutely not. While these cost-cutting measures are being implemented, significant budgetary allocations remain in place for top government officials, raising concerns about the administration's commitment to fiscal discipline. This is the crust of it. And who presides over the fiscal management is the Minister of Finance. The Minister of Finance has demonstrated no convincing fiscal discipline to offset and, of course, compensate for the lapses created as a result of the USAID cut and suspension. What does it signal? It signals to all of us that we are headed for trouble. We are headed for deep economic troubles in Liberia, and we are the ordinary people that's going to suffer. Our economy, things are going to get very tough. Let me tell you all, things are going to get very tough, but Mr. Boakai and his government are showing no desire to sacrifice for the republic, for the country. They're showing no desire, absolute reluctance. This is why they're giving us no real answers. According to the approved fiscal year 2025 budget, the total of US $880 million fiscal envelope, US $773.95 million is allocated to recurrent expenditure. Are these serious people? USAID is taking $51 million, right? In healthcare, in education, in school feeding, and in what? Democracy support. But yet still, all our money will generate for 2025 with all of this economic turbulence. The government is taking $773.95 million from our total money of $880 million. Right? This is worse than business as usual with all of the crisis in place. With all of the crisis, then this has exposed Mr. Gafuan. You can go ahead and argue it anyhow, but Mr. Gafuan put this in a real economic forum for debate. This is not a real-time measure to addressing this thing and keeping the country afloat. From this amount, US 11 million plus is allocated to the office of the president, vice president, speaker, deputy speaker, and Senate pro tempore. 4 or 5 big people in the country taking 11 million plus. And when we go back to the impact of the USAID money, 11 million was taken from where? Some kind of programs. So this is exactly what it is. President Joseph Boakai gets US 3 million plus. Under normal circumstances, we will understand. But in this abnormal reality, the Minister of Finance say the president should stay taking while our children go ahead. I thought the president said basically he has come to serve. He has come to impact life. Right? And that's what we are saying, that there has to be more austerity implemented. And what is more discouraging and even heartbreaking is when we listen to the Minister of Finance on the way out of this. Right? Oh yeah, exactly. So the issue about using God to solve our problem is not. But let me hold it here and give us some money to our winners. Let me hold it here and give us some money to our winners. So I'm going to do this. Okay. Okay, correct. Okay. So let me call my loyalty winners on. I want a big money coming. $5,000 is about to go to somebody. Now come in, folks. We got more. $5,000 is about to go to somebody. 5,000. So there's more confusion than answers and solutions to all of this thing, and this is exactly what we were talking about. All right, that's exactly what we're talking about. So let's see. Hello, good morning. Is this Makale Tabo? Makale Tabo, this is Freedom FM. You're live on the radio. You want to move away from the noise a little bit? Okay, Makale Tabo, you are a regular player of our cash giveaway. Is that correct? Have you won before? How long you been playing? How long have you been playing the game? More than 5 months, and you not win anything yet. Okay, but sometimes you can play, then you rest more, you come back again, you play, you rest more, right? Okay, Makale, but the system has actually recognized your number, and of course, we've sent you $5,000. Can you confirm? Okay, congratulations. That is from the cash giveaway team, Radio Entertainment, and Freedom FM. Okay. Okay, so never give up. You don't know what may happen for you. So let's call another person here that's going to win. So it's not easy. The economy not working. The economy is lost in the process. The man say, go call. So the divine economic management that we're going to do now. Let me call Cyrus. This is Cyrus Camus. Cyrus Camus, our system show, is also a very regular player. We're going to be giving him another $5,000 this morning. So go ahead, *799 hash. You select option number 11. That's Freedom FM. You're good to go. So Sarah's phone is ringing. And so let's see. Sarah's phone is ringing. Okay, let's give Sarah's one more call. This is $5,000 we are talking here. $5,000 we are talking. Those that are playing are the ones that are winning, and are the ones that have been qualified. So if you sit down, the same way you sit down, you hold your phone to you. The same way we sit down too, we're not doing job. So that's it. The equal no party. We'll see. Okay, so yeah, I like this good reminder. So say my man Gav has gone back to the days of God's management of the economy, as did one of his predecessors, G. Alvin Jones. Do you all remember G. Alvin Jones? When faced with fiscal difficulties, Minister Jones told Robin White of the BBC that God will make a way. God will make a way. So Robin White retorted with the question, does God make money? So we all need to ask, we all need to ask our finance minister, does God make money that he will send Angel Gabriel to bring $51 million to solve our problem? We depend on you to tell us how we are going to get the $51 million to addressing this thing. So when Gafon went to the Senate, listen, the senators call him and say, "Oh, Minister, what do you think? How we going to manage the thing here? It's not easy. It's worrying you."
Your task is not to give or not to frighten.
I listen to your final. All I was saying, I'm waiting for the final.
Your Minister of Finance is like can be likened to a pilot in a plane and makes turbulence, and that your task.
He said his job can be likened to a pilot in the midst of turbulence, right?
Is not to give or not to frighten the passengers about what you see.
Okay, so as liking himself to the pilot in the midst of turbulence, your job is not to frighten your passengers, right? Your job is to rely on your expertise and get the passengers in the plane over that turbulence and settle the flight correctly. That's what you should be doing.
Such that the way you package the information to your passengers will lead to death on account of you. So we engage in measured communication.
Okay, let me hold it there. So you see, folks, honesty and sincerity in governance is key. So the man recognizes that the turbulence, and in the wake of that, he is saying that as the pilot on the plane at that moment, you have to package the message. So that package, in essence, what it means, this is how they have always used to deceive our people. So you have to measure your communication. In measuring, you have to tailor. In tailoring, you sew the cloth the way you like it and the style you want. Not necessarily the way it should be, but when you tailor things, you tailor it in your own design and fashion. So now, it may not necessarily be in the way it is really, but that's why you have to tailor it, because really the way the cloth comes, you all know how the cloth comes. So to make it your way, you have to tailor it and fix it. So when a government official, when a public official says, at this point, at this critical point, we have to tailor, we have to measure the communication, how we say, that means they really do not have an authoritative solution. So they are concocting sugar-coated narratives, right, to water down public archives. So this is exactly what the minister is admitting to even our senators. But a lot of them do not have the, to be able to understand these things and sit down there, oh, yeah, nay, yeah, nay. So we are in trouble. These are the troubles that we are in. The quality of leaders we have, the people, and people go there, they talk, oh, intellectual thing. I would say, oh, yeah, move. Until we can get rid of these things and be able to filter our scholars, our intellectuals to be practical solutions or problem solving intellectuals instead of theoretical, intellectuals who pass around and say, oh, no. Who is an academic that is not able to address, that's not able to use his education and the experience to design problem solving alternative solution? So the message will tailor. So everything you come and say now is tailored. That's the minister's word.
What we see and sense, some of whom can navigate without making the passengers to even worry. It's our job to navigate, sometimes change course. When you get to talk, you say, tighten your seatbelt. And that you never ever pray for this reality when you say, well, you have to use the life jacket.
Okay. It's in a very extreme that you want to go there, but normally he spoke a very key point. In the midst of turbulence, the pilot, the sensible pilot will be navigating, routes, to get the passengers and everybody safe and continue the journey safely without any worries and without any fear and whatever on the flight. So, but this other pilot is quite different.
You have to use the life jacket. There's always this demonstration.
In the case of the point at which the pilot will say, let's use the life jacket, that means the pilot gave up now. That means the pilot knowledge can help, whatever his techniques, everything he experienced, nothing can help. So he say, let's take the life jacket. And in the case of our economic pilot, when the economic pilot fails, then the economic pilot tell us, say, let's pray. Let's call our pastors to pray because my techniques, my strategy, my experience, my this, my that, it's not easy. It can't wear. It's not holding water. So let the pastor come and pray.
You always pray, never about this. At the start of our problem. So I know there's been talk about what we can do, and we are planning. We've already started. We are tackling controls.
The man is still planning. When the man is supposed to be telling us what he has put into motion.
So the controls are being
now the control we face spending 700 million of the it's happening in 2025.
The market and will have boomerang effect on us. So we very sure that we can weather the storm. These are measures
all that boomerang effect. All the one that intellectual bamboozling be doing around here. The man musu man water and playing anything for them to understand. Oh, Mamusu say, oh, you boss the American boss say they don't be giving up money again. So the minister say the thing coming due, so that will not feed it. Our thing will be going normal. That there will not be economic chaos and all of that. And you say, Momo riding
storms have come before. Storms have evaporated. We are resilient.
Do you listen to this point? The minister is depending on automatic spiritual evaporation of the problems. This is marketing inefficiency. This is telling us, or this is admitting to incapacity to dealing with the problem. The man say we must sit and wait for spiritual evaporation. That the impact of the usage on it will just evaporate, man. Yesterday, because in time past things are evaporated, so this one here will evaporate.
So in the list of measures, we talk about expenditure rationalization. That's how I put it.
Expenditure rationalization, beautiful. But then we go back and see the decisions he made in the budget, right? Recurring expenditure. We're talking about expenditure rationalization. We're also talking about that recurring costs. When there are difficulties, austerity measures should look at the CDC adapted salary harmonization for what? To resize the fat remunerations that were being paid out, right? That was recurring expenditure rationalization. What did Gaffon do in the wake of this, according to him, in expenditure rationalization? He allotted $770+ million of $880 million to recurring expenditure. What is the rationale in that? And the man is telling us about expenditure rationalization, folks. This is this is a height of contradiction.
You as a senator, with you have the liberty to speak in ways that you deem fit, but under the bandwidth of expenditure rationalization, many things are possible. Many things are possible. It's in the list where we say the government will prioritize essential service in development projects, delaying or reducing funding for less critical initiatives. So, on less critical initiatives, you can accommodate some of.
So, less critical initiative sounds good, but in actuality, let's see what the numbers show. We still have $700+ million for recurring expenditure. Are these critical initiatives? Recurring expenditure, fuel, gasoline, travels, take-home salaries. Are these the critical expenditure in the minds of the Minister of Finance? And he developed a budget that sees over $700 million goes to recurring expenditure. Just 5 offices in the country takes $11 to $12 million, right? Recurring expenditure. He's still telling us about expenditure rationalization in the wake of usage cuts. Folks, where are we?
The expectations. The approach ensures that resources are allocated to areas with the most significant impact.
Okay, so this is it. Absolutely. Those comments are empty. They're weak. They prefer no real-time solutions. And I challenge even the minister, right, to come right here and we can talk about it. We'll bring real comparative analysis. We'll bring the real data right here. We'll put it before him, and he will answer. And you will see the loopholes. Trust me, we will board the loopholes in this man's argument. This man, yeah, is a minister, like an average minister, but it's not the minister that you try to portray him to be. Like he can provide a mosaic solution to Liberia fiscal problem. This is an express admittance to failure. Unless he go ahead to do something else.
These projects were up to 2027, 2028.
Yeah, listen to the man.
The project he's talking about, the foundational lending project, was going to 2029. Building primary schools, modeling complexes across 6 counties, up to 2029. They just started the Kakakamu.
Yeah, listen to the man. I think I'm going to say that's real.
Okay, so 2029. The just launched it in November. Launch it in November. We hope, cancer yet is one of the things that we all are in our churches and mosques praying. You don't get a cancer.
So you get that? Yeah, keep praying, folks. So we'll pray. So God will send Angel Gabriel to bring the 50 million. So let me go to this video from Ghana and tell you. Okay. Let me go for this. Okay. This thing, I had this thing right here. Okay. Okay. So this is it. What do you think? What hope does it leave with all of us? My outrage with the Minister of Finance is the fact that at a time where his genius is supposed to be put to test, where he is supposed to be telling us, announcing measures, and giving us quantify results out of that, right? I tell us as a result of this, we are guaranteeing, for example, the $50 million, we are going to implement this measure, policy measure, in the short term, and we are sure that we'll get $20 million out of that from the government, right? Or we identify we're going to get $30 million, and this $30 million, we are quite sure in the short term will be used to minimize the impact in the different sectors from where the money is coming from. And by next year, this is going to take us, and I think that how fund solution, right? Right? So this man has been in that Ministry of Finance before. He has been around. So this man is no stranger to Liberia fiscal environment, where we can get money from, the sector, the heartbeats, and all these things, and what needs to be done, and blah, 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 and all of that. This man should know it. This is how he's been celebrated. There's knowing of it. But let's go to the phone line. These are conversations that we're going to continue with, because we will bring you what others are saying in other areas. The Minister of Ghana says, look, there is no need to panic. We can assure you for the time being that the government of Liberia, the Ministry of Finance, all of the sectors are going to continue afloat. All of them are going to continue running. The only thing we are praying that maybe in the meantime, that since it's a temporary suspension, that it will not be permanent. But in the event where it's permanent, they are still working out modalities to fixing that and keeping all of the areas intact. 150 plus million gap. That's what the Ghanaian finance minister is feeling. Ours is feeling 51 million, and he's not telling us anything substantive, and he's not showing us anything, but rather he's asking us to summon the pastors and the imams to pray. Then they in the Ministry of Finance collect the benefits for the economic redemption. Folks, is that fair? Let's go to the phone line. 0776 104 104 086 500 104 plus 231 86 500 104. Let's hear from you, Liberians, in this difficult moment. What do you think? Where are we? Where is hope as we brace for the impact of all of these? Because trust me, this is true turbulence. The pilot says he has got no way out, so we should just enter inside, and all you have to do, the pastors on the plane, the imams on the plane should pray, but we're going inside. See the trouble, we'll go inside the trouble. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, my brother.
Good morning.
Thank you. Listen to your conversation this morning. Oh, sorry. There's nothing.
You've not called your name yet.
I'm Anthony Johnny from Carvalho.
Mm-hmm.
Though there's nothing that God cannot do, but before you do this, you have to put yourself into the faith and say, action. Where's the action? Oh, good. President budget 3 million. And take 1 million. Let's go to the president budget 3 million. Take 1 million. Senate President, Speaker, Region Speaker. Let's cut this money. This is the same regime that for in Joria regime when Joria look at it, we got to do something. And they were able to manage it and face it. The CDC regime, they fought. Immediately when they took power, coronavirus came. What did they do? They sit down and they analyze and they work on it and they move forward. You come in to tell all the people Bible and start praying. Yes, it's true. We can pray. But before we pray, those stealing money that they are taking, 1% get $3 million in the country, 3 million plus.
My man, we can pray for what? Spiritual, cleansing and salvation. I don't know. The message will pray, but thank you very much. But listen to this. Fiscal policy is the use of government spending and taxation to influence the economy. And this is what our fiscal manager will focus on, but not telling us to pray. Good morning. Let's hear you.
Morning, Abu.
Good morning.
I'm Daniel Tagi here, going for Pro Competitive. Abu, take all the data, the PhD, talent, all the way. So you take all of that. For example, I don't say that. Why a poor member of the town of people are so far I go to start and tell the following. Look at that water, our mother, our father, our brother, sister. They are taking all the jobs. They're fighting and they put a get up, they put the market up, they put on the street.
Thank you very much. And in government study, we are talking about governance here, and this is what it is. In government studies, typically, fiscal policies are used to promote strong and sustainable growth and reduce poverty. So, but the minister is telling us, no, let's pray. Let's call the pastor. That the pastors and the imam prayer we must now use to substitute in reducing poverty and promoting strong and sustainable growth. Hello, good morning.
Good morning. This is Joseph Curry calling from New York. Is it not the same minister that signed $446,000 for renovation and gave it to a cousin who is at the internet fair?
This is him.
Done like that. All the craziness and putting no guys on camera that were there, spending money on them, while the man yesterday in the market, they don't have food to eat, they were spending all that money, right? So this is a time, man. Roll your sleeve and get to work, do the Liberian people job. Those days when they were there, the international community were there, all that money was floating in the squalor aid.
So now the international monies are going. The very economic genius is telling us to pray. I don't know when divine prayer have substituted for fiscal policy, prudent fiscal policy adaptation. Good morning from the diaspora. Let's hear you, my brother.
For the topic on the discussion. You know, my brother, if the Father Minister want for all to call to pray, I think the only thing he have to, you see, doing the
then maybe we're not supposed to move Brahma Kamara from there now. Brahma Kamara is to carry pastor. They say, oh, they're not church business. Then why the other man say we must pray?
Father Minister during the former president when they bring IMF in, I think our own we see solution. They see opposition need to be seen all different platform how America's finance support and the former president regime. But God turn it around and bring it right to their feet. So then they find solution for the Liberian people. Then they find a solution. And some of the solution they have to find down to the president, coming all the way down to the vice president, going all the way to the Senate, to our lawmakers. Then they cut all of them salary there down. It's the only way. Because people even taking salary, one of the poor from America. And one of the lawmakers from America.
Okay.
And they get paid with a lot of money. So then they cut that salary. Our people suffering in our country. Then they find a solution.
The boss say they're not cutting the salary. You must pray. You must call the pastor and the imam to pray. The thing will evaporate.
We will not pray for them, but they will find a solution. And we're so happy. We'll keep cutting our American people. Then they cut everything down.
Okay, thank you.
We have resources in our country. We have resources in our country. Now help the Liberian people.
All right, thank you. Oh my God, thank you very much. In economics and political science, fiscal policy is used. They say pastor prayer and imam prayer. They say fiscal policy is the use of government revenue collection and expenditure to influence a country's economy. So how come this economic czar is telling us to ask our imams in our imams in our mosques and our pastors in our churches to pray? Or we supposed to be using fiscal policies, knowledge and prescription to fixing the economic issues. Let's take more calls. Hello, good morning. Good morning. Okay, you're holding the line, so let me go to my Helena. My Helena, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Papa.
Mm-hmm.
How the family?
Fine, we're good.
We come and pray for who now? Who come and pray for? For them to eat the money to go RRJ hotel every day.
We will pray so God will send Angel Gabriel to bring 51 million.
Yeah.
Because the problem that 51 million problem with E.
Yeah.
So
they will say,
maybe government, maybe God gets sent your bank in America. So God has to 51 million get in Jamaica or in your Gabriel story, say carry to Liberia.
They were still not inside. Joe, we are they were doing all kinds of things. What go around or come around, Papa? They were doing all kinds of things. So nothing good can come in the country.
Mm-hmm.
But this man we said, you know, he called me. I don't even know what to say. You know, when you're looking at somebody, John, somebody looking at you. These people here. What the people that in America? I don't know what I'm naming. What you so tell the people say, they must post sanction, they forcing coach there, they must do the one, they do the other one, they do the one, they do the other one. What? Go to the American people, go talk to the American people that time. For them to make that move, the time they were talking all that thing. The forcing coach, security, all that one, for them many. They fact on the other them were inside that clique when they were in America. Today, bounce on them. Who got time to pray for them? While we suffer here, we even get food to eat. The generator carrying plenty of money. The stash cars, everything. Oh, they think we come in to pray for them to be getting money to enjoy. Then when they come up for we suffering like nobody been going to school.
You must pray for yourself because you're coming suffer more. If you're not praying, then because they probably will not cut their salary, they will not cut their benefit, they will keep enjoying. Like you're the one. If you won't pray, you pray for yourself. We inside.
I want prayer. We'll go back to them. We're not involved.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much. This is household very ordinarily. Everything is sounding to me when the economic czar is supposed to be telling us that this is what, as the man who knows the Liberian economy than any other person, this is what I have put for. Hello, good morning. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
this is Abu here.
Oh, good morning, Abu.
Good morning.
This is Samantha calling from Megan. This is the time now. They need the money to push out the RRJ hotel. This is the time now. All of them got to repress that money. Let it try and bring the money back and then give it to the government. This is the time now. But nobody going to pray. If we want to offer prayer, we'll offer prayer for our women, for our children. This is the calamity that God bless us. We'll move on through it. Nobody got to offer prayer for them.
Okay.
When they come to our churches that are sitting in the country here, everything going on, they refuse to talk. Let them call them to pray.
Thank you very much. So, what is the status of economics? It is a religion. It says economics is the status of how people use resources, produce goods and services, and make decisions. When you say religion is what we must use to what? To use our resources, produce goods and services, no, or make decisions. And one of the men who studied economics that all of us can be passing around and be celebrating, giving all the accolades. The man is living this science. This is science. The man is living scientific solution to our problem. The man is saying, "Oh, my you religion, I'm go all of them. It's alright, I'm go in the chair, go pray." Then it will evaporate. The economic will evaporate. Right? It's about decision. Economics is a social science that analyzes how individuals, businesses, and government allocate scarce resources. This is the cost. Mr. Economic Czar, this is what you should be doing. This is what you should be telling us. How are we going to use our scarce, our meager resources now to address all of the issues in the country in the wake of usage cancellation or scale down? And you are telling us we should suspend economic, we should suspend science, we should suspend we must go pray to God. We pray to God for our salvation. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. You're live. Let's hear you. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. I call for balancing.
Yeah, go ahead. Let's hear you.
Yeah, thank you so much. I don't know why these people are crying for $50 million. We heard about 3 point something billion. So if they getting 3 point something billion to the government, why are they crying for $50 million? Only $50 million. The only thing they have to do, let them go for the $50 billion and do the people work and complain about $1 million. We heard about $1 billion. We heard about the government to receive 3 point something billion. And wish every one of us will have the up. I'm so surprised the people for $50 million.
Oh yeah, after all the billions, and they're telling us to pray now. Thank you. That's smart. But furthermore, what the economists like Gafon do, their job is to analyze data and trends and evaluate programs, study human behavior, explain social phenomena, and make predictions about the future. But this man is not doing that. The man is telling us rather he is neglecting his job and seconding that to our pastors and our imams. These pastors and imams should be praying for our spiritual redemption. And of course, our salvation. That's their own tax on earth. That's their own job on earth. Their only job is not to analyze data and economic trends. Any other person try to do that, yeah, for that one, that posterity gospel they're carrying. We're not talking about that. We're talking about the real gospel, right? We know what the pastor, imam, when that time we will go to them for it, right? But they want that economic turn, that economic downturn or whatever you want to call it. So economists like Gafon should have analyzed the data, read the trends, and evaluate the programs, studied the human behavior, and on event like his invitation to the Senate, explain social phenomena and make predictions about the future with solutions to these based on economic indicators or economic tools available to him. Where are all the tools? Me and I economic, but they want you know what prayer. Wow. So okay, then let's take all your benefit and give to the pastor and say you're not able your job. You're taking your job, you're giving it to the pastor and the imam. So the benefit that comes with being minister. So let's close the ministry of finance and just put the money into the pastor and just keep the country, let the pastor and the imam and be praying. What is that? And somebody say you know this, you can't time to perform it, then you say, oh, the imam and pastor. You put all the burden on the imam and pastor. But then when the time comes when the imam and the pastor talking, say, no, y'all got to stop being political. The imams and the pastor are being political. So what kind of society are we? When you fail to do your job, you say the imam and pastor will come pray. Then when the imam and pastor talking politics or they want contest, they say, oh, and the church must be separated from the state. Religion must be separated from the state. But they can't do economy, you say, no. So economic application, business, finance, government, healthcare, engineering, education, and all of that. Folks, this is exactly, what is it? Liberia's own solution to the economic issue is, let us the pastors to pray. Good morning.
Good morning, Abu.
Good morning.
My name is Amara Dennis Kamara, and I call you from a resident in Swim Road.
Go ahead.
And Abu, normally we told people that people in government don't know their function. And people like Gafan have proven us right. If Gafan can come out today and tell us to pray, why are we praying? Praying because we are losing $51 million from the United States of America, wherein our revenue collection is about $886 billion. Why can't Gafan talk to his colleagues to stop corruption? We praying. Praying is not a solution. Even if we pray today, but all of us are still collecting the money, collecting $886 million and using only $300 million into development. The other 500 plus into their pocket. It can't help us, Abu. It can't help us. It can't help us. Government need to talk here, calling government to stop corrupting our money. That's the only way the block can move forward. But our resources, the block can save them by themselves. The block can save by ourselves.
This is the same government that signed over $400,000 just to renovate the Ministry of Internal Affairs. But
thank you, Abu.
but he is telling us to pray for the 51 million. What sense does it make? Man, I don't know. What kind of man is this?
Thank you for the show, Abu.
Thank you, my brother. Good morning. We need to revisit all our academics and see whether. Hello, good morning.
Morning.
Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. Hussein. I'm Hussein. I call you from Jacob's son.
Go ahead, my brother.
Yeah, thank you. I listened to the talking points and I followed up yesterday. But I listened to him this morning on one of your sister shows, providing some clarity. And he said he didn't suppose you go have a spiritual prayer. But in fact, the government has taken measures as to ensure that they have some cut in government ministry and agencies. Say, for example, he said there are ongoing actions now. The government has called down the immediacy of gasoline, trash car, and even travel. That is immediate action the government has taken instruction from the president.
So what kind of gasoline the government cut? What gasoline the government cut?
Yeah, so government, if Deputy Minister of Finance is receiving 100 gallons of gas, which of course is his immediately, now government is talking around reducing it to maybe to 50 or 75.
And you see, the reason I can get on you. Deputy, listen to me now. Deputy heads of agencies are supposed to carry 125 gallons for 1 month. Times that by 12 months. The heads of agencies are coming now. Heads of agencies are carrying 150 gallons. Times it. So assume we have 50 agencies in the country. Times that number, right? Assistant ministers or assistants. Sometimes we have 5 assistants, 4 assistants, 6 assistants, depending the size of the institution, right? Are carrying 100 gallons, right? Then of course the different units in all of these government agencies are entitled to 100 gallons. So when you put all that one together, that thing looking at some austerity measure to offset 50 million. But let the minister tell us. Let the minister tell us how much he has generated as a result of that to offset and fill the gap. The minister is not saying that.
Even in the midst of that, government have increased the benefit and the salary of different entities. Say, for example, the security apparatus. People have started, making that.
Oh man, you call the people pay. You say the poor. You say kill the poor.
Government progress. For those are measures that the Ministry of Finance.
No, the Minister of Finance, the presidency, the pastor, them can pray. They know what they're doing. They're lost. They're confused. They can pray. That's what they say. And you're not coming here. They will do that hallelujah economy. So, hey, someone bow for just get in the screen. It's like oh, Gafon. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, my dear brother Abu. How you doing?
Good morning. That prayer time, we gotta pray.
Yeah. Hello, brother. This is Edmond Carr, a visionary in prayer God. I keep him for the fire to deliver, and he will refuse to deliver. It's no time for prayer. It's time for action. Because there is certain thing that because the Bible says said that prayer will all action, faith will all action is a dead faith. So you don't pray about that. You don't know what Trump is saying is, I am spending my time with my citizen. So you spend your own resources on your citizen. You are calculating from the executive side. But look at the senator side, my brother. The lower house, the upper house, calculate all that. Now, you put for a budget that according to you is 800 and plus million. Taking away 51 million, what you need to do now, go and do the reclass and make adjustment and start stating
when IMF and the World Bank confronted Samuel Toy and said, Samuel Toy did. Samuel Toy went back to work and proposed salary harmonization.
Yes.
So what is Gafan doing? Gafan is proposing prayermization. I don't know prayermization or prayerization.
Yeah, prayer. We should pray. It's not about prayer. You can
Okay.
wrong it.
All right, my brother.
Travel about black Africa, not different to Liberia. Reduce some of the stuff. If you able to solve the problem or else, you will be a praying, and God got many prayer to answer. You're not going to come here soon to answer unnecessary prayer. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. And folks, that's all the time we've got. And that's exactly all the time we've got to be here looking at these critical issues. Where are we? How is Mamusu going to feel? What's the fit of our students? What's the fit of our healthcare system? When the fiscal manager himself have lost hope and solution. And so God must send in Jamaica to bring some millions. Our good Lord must find some millions and help Liberia. We must go on our knees and pray for the millions to come. My name is Abu Sharif, and of course, until we see you tomorrow, do have yourself a wonderful time. Bye-bye.